Hello friends, welcome to this long-form Fusion 360 tutorial where I'm going to show you how to make a parametric driven design. So a design that you can change all the dimensions at any time and all your parts stay the way you want them. So the thing I'm trying to design is this flywheel module and especially the square tubing CNC laser cut frame around it. And the cool story is that I made this frame first. This was my first design, and I didn't build this design really well. So yesterday, I recorded a 4-hour long video where I recadded this, and this was the result. And I kept it super parametric with master sketches. So if you check my timeline, I have only 3 sketches for this whole design. So top, side, and front perspectives. And the whole design is driven by these sketches. However, after 4-hour long video, I decided to redo this yet again because my method didn't work out. Fusion 360 have an issue with large, heavy sketches, and my master sketches started to bug out. So I think I used too many vertical constraint, and basically what I did yesterday in this failed effort is that I repeated a lot of sketch patterns. So these squares, you can see they're repeated everywhere. And you don't have to do that in CAD. You shouldn't have to repeat a thing twice if you don't have to. So I have figured out a completely new way of modeling this model that I'm going to show you today. And it's going to be using parameters very, very heavily. So I have prepared and thought through my parameters, and this is the build up for the parameters. And I never tried to do it this way. So you're going to learn with me while I'm learning. If this works, it's going to be a paradigm shift in how I'm using Fusion 360. Many people think that you should go into more professional software. I think Fusion 360 can do everything you want it to do if you understand its limitations. So let me have a sip of water and welcome to this long-form tutorial where we can hang out together. Okay, so here on the screen you can see how I have planned the parameters. And if we go back to CAD, I have an image here with a parameter list. So my first step will be to create a brand new design, 3rd times the charm in CADing this. And I'm going to save it as flywheel frame v4. And what we're going to start with is what all good CAD designers should do: parameters. So my whole design is going to be driven by these parameters. And someone said to me once that proper planning is everything when it comes to working with parameters. Think first what you want your parameters to do. And I actually spent 2 hours preparing this video. So I thought really well through what my parameters are going to do. So without further preamble, let's start filling in this parameter list. So I have my cheat note there to the left. So user parameter, create. So name. Let's start with the let's just do them like they are in the cheat list. Tube width. That's going to be 40 because I'm using 40mm square tubing. New one, tube wall thickness, and that is going to be 4mm. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly here. Big tab length is going to be 15. I have these in my head. And the idea is, of course, that we can change these values later in the process. small tab length. Let's do 10. And then we have a tolerance. Tolerance. So what's the point of you watching me filling all this in? Well, you can learn that I actually prepared my list. I thought outside, really thought it through to get the parameters kind of correct from the beginning. That's kind of important. So tolerance, we're gonna put 0.4 millimeters. And now we come into the axes parameters. So these are this. So z-axis is the height, x-axis is the width, and y-axis is the length. And I'm starting all the parameters from the origin point. So we head back here, and I'm going to choose C1 is going to be for now 40. You know what? We're actually going to take these measurements. I haven't done that yet. So another important thing is that I decided to go center to center. So all the distances. So when you're measuring something, you have to always make sure, are we measuring the inside from that plane to this plane, or are we measuring from the outside to the outside? And I'm measuring the center point of all the tubings. So let's just start getting this first C1 parameter. So it's from this plane to this plane minus half, the 90 minus 20, so 70 millimeters for that one. So where's my parameter list? Here we go. So user parameter C1, I'm just gonna call it that, 70. Boom. Then we're gonna take the next C parameters, and that's from this plane to this plane, 207. So C2 is going to be 207. Okay. And this is where this comes into being a long form tutorial. I'm going to try to be as quick as I can, but I'm going to keep you with me in all these steps. 1, 2, 3. Change parameters. User parameter C3 is 123 millimeters for now. Kind of an odd value. I want to keep them cleaner later, I think. And then at last we have C4, which is this height here. 200 millimeters. That's a nicer even value. So change parameters. C4, 200. Nice. So that's the C parameter. So now we can start with the x-axis parameter. So that's the width between this square tubings. And the total width is made up of x1 plus x2 plus x3. So this was kind of my breakthrough in planning these parameters, that I started with like total length, total width, and then width between tube 2 and 3. And then I realized I don't need the parameters for the total. I can just add them together when I need to do that. So x1 is from this plane to this plane, 100. So let's go over here, modify our parameters. X1 is 100. And then we have x2. Should probably have written this list before the tutorial. Or I think I can click this to copy. Sometimes 224. So I have a little bit of a goal to become good at creating like this kind of long form content. And I realized that I should just, this is not so interesting. So I should probably have written down all these values beforehand. Anyway, 316 for x3. So here we go. X3, we only have a couple of left now. 316. Okay. So now we can head over to y-axis parameters. Only 2 parameters left. And then we are going to be able to create the whole design using only these parameters with tabs and everything. Hopefully. If this works, it's a breakthrough for me at least. Y1. Great, Martin. I forgot to take the measurement. Let's go ahead and do that. So Y1 is from this plane to this plane, 640. So user parameter Y1, 640. Boom. And then we have the last one. Y2 is going to be from this plane to this plane, 740. Y2, 740. So to give you a little bit of context, I was working on this main assembly and I realized that I wanted these 2 big wheels further away from each other. So I wanted to move the back wall of the frame to the left on your screen. And I was like, when I started to do that, things started to break. So you see these hole features here, they should be under this. And then I realized I have to give up on that. And that's when I made my super ambitious 4-hour try on this one that failed. I just got an email from David, the machinist, who warned me to overuse master sketches. And look how I built this sketch. It's a lot of mirror commands. I mirrored absolutely everything with each other. So all these sketch lines, look at these mirror lines. It's just too many mirror features. So that's in that sketch, and that sketch didn't even break down. This sketch did break down. And look at all this mirror clutter. So this design was made with my 3 master sketches, and the big one that I can't even open. Why can't I open it? There we go. This one also broke down. So that's where so this was my 4-hour video yesterday that I discarded. Maybe I should put it on unlisted if you guys want to suffer with me. I think I have a better idea, actually. The master sketch idea is good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue in this design, but later in the timeline. So I'm going to start fake fresh over and then delete everything in front of it if the new method is better. So I'm learning while doing this. Master sketches 2. Are you as excited as I am? So the error I did is that I didn't drive the previous sketches with my beautiful parameters. So I just realized that that's what I should do. So let me steal some lines from our efforts we made earlier here. Yes. I'm gonna steal this again. And I'm going to go down to our fresh master sketches. And I am going to isolate our new fresh component. And I'm gonna paste these lines here. them over. And I'm going to project the origin point. Project the origin point. So if I hide the origin, it's still there. And now I'm going to lock these lines to this point. Perfection. So I'm also going to do the we're gonna make another sketch. I'm thinking about this tab issue. So perhaps we shouldn't put too much weight into this one sketch. Basically, I'm gonna drive this with the parameters more strictly. Yeah, I can okay. I'm gonna simplify this. Here we go. Here we go. Let's remove all this tab stuff from this sketch. Let's just have this as a simple tube extrusion sketch. Bare bones. Perfection. So how many legs are we going to have? We're going to have 6. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So these 6 points are going to be really important. So I'm gonna draw. I know that they are going to be in line with each other. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle that I'm going to make into construction lines. And I am going to say to this point that you are on this rectangle. You are there. You are not on the midpoint, just somewhere on that line. So now these points are vertical with each other. I also used way too many vertical horizontal constraints. I don't think Fusion likes that. And now, my friends, I'm gonna put these points out in space with our beautiful parameters. And I'm always going to refer to this point here. So you are y1. And y2 is always on the other side of this point. So I can go from there, and you are y2. You, from there to there, are x1 plus x2 plus x3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, that's correct. And then I'm not gonna do a vertical constraint between, a horizontal, between this and this. I am going to tell this one that it follows y1 as well. Boom. And that's the points for all our legs. Oh wait, we have a few more legs. We have the in-between legs between these points. So construction lines. I'll make 4 more dots on the line. And I tell that this distance is x1. And this distance is x2. a little refresher. It's between those two green vertical ones there. X2. And I enter it again here. I'm not using a vertical constraint because I don't trust them. I trust my global parameters. That's what I trust. So this is our holy points. And onto these, I'm now going to add this geometry. So why am I not patterning this? I don't trust pattern as much. So I put it there. Let me just let me just copy everything out next to the points. And then we're gonna constrain them into place with a coincident constraint. Like if Fusion can't handle this, it should not call itself a CAD software. And disclaimer, it might be because I'm on an Apple computer. It's not made for that, really. But they do release it for it. You are coincident with you. So now I'm just snapping this symmetry. Why do I need to snap twice? You with you. You with you. Don't understand why I need to snap twice. I could build this using only rectangular patterns as well. But yeah, let's stress test it by changing some parameters. Tube width 80. All the sketches are changing. Nice. Let's undo that. Change parameters. Let's change. So this was 100. Let's change this for 300. Oh, 300 meters. That's a good stress test, everyone. 300 meters. It looks like it's doing it. Okay, that's a good stress test. I meant 300 millimeters. Classical error. Okay, so this one is happy. Where were we? I think it was on 100, right? 100. So the question is, what's going to be best? To build this with a lot of rectangular patterns, or like I did it? And I think like I did it is fine. Fusion should be able to handle a couple of sketch lines. So then I'm going to go ahead and make the cut sketch on the same plane. So just like before, and this is where we're going to have the tabs geometries. So I'm doing like this and Should I build this from scratch or should I project it? It should also be able to handle projections. So I'm gonna gamble and I'm gonna project all the midpoints. So I'm projecting from the sketch we did earlier all the midpoints. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. There we go. And then I'm hiding the sketch underneath. I'm making this little circle for our circular command that we're going to do. And I'm adding a little bit of a line here. I'm telling this line that this line is vertical. And the length of this line, my friends, is going to be a parameter. The length of this line is parenthesis tube width divided by 2 minus parenthesis wall thickness divided by 2. Because we're going to end up in the middle of the wall. So we can double check that by entering that, and that looks like perfection. And then we know that this line is small tab length plus tolerance multiplied by 2 because we want tolerance on both sides. No. Sorry. First, I need to make the tab. I went... yeah. So, small tab. Boom. And wall thickness. Boom. And this one is just tolerance. Tolerance. Boom. And tolerance. Sketch geometry is over-constrained? Nah, I don't think so. Why? So Fusion is telling me that the left side tolerance. Okay, so there's some parallel stuff. I do believe this is a bug. Let's remove this square. Some bugginess there. We constrained something before that it remembers. Now it allows me to constrain it the way I want. See? Tolerance. Nice. Nice. Perfect. So let's make the same on the other side. Just drawing 2 squares. If I dare, I can use the equal sign. But it's just, if I can use my parameters, I just want to use my parameters. So I'm going to put big tab length. And wall thickness. Nice. And then this measurement is tolerance again. Tolerance. And this measurement is tolerance. Nice. And then we just have to do the same. We need a line. I wonder if I can copy this. If I double click that, I can just copy that whole thing and paste it onto here. And then this line is straight. Perfect. And now we're going to mirror. No, sorry. We're going to circulate. We're going to make a circular pattern. That's it. Around the center point, a partial thing. It's 90 degrees, and we only want 2 instances. That's what we want. So then I'm going to do exactly like I did before. I'm going to just copy and paste. And I'm going to put this pattern on top of all the points. I can pattern this out. And I would love to understand which route, pattern it out or copy the sketch line out, which route will cause me the most grief in the long term. Rectangular patterns have not been nice to me previously in Fusion 360. Especially not sketch lines. Rectangular patterns with components have worked really nice. So you can see now the lines are blue. It's because they don't know what to do in life. That's okay, kid. I'm gonna tell you. You come here and you're gonna be super happy. I'm just going to tell you straight up that this is going to be your future. You're gonna hang around on this projected point for the rest of eternity. I should be able to copy all this to the other master sketches and just change the point position. And I'm dividing this over 2 sketches because it's just simpler to choose the profiles later. I do think it's going to feel good to extrude these components in place, like the place where we want them in the design. I think it's going to be more intuitive. Sweet delicious. We have our first sketch. And I'm just thinking. Yeah, okay. I can just track on. I love to think about this a little bit too much. New component. So I'm going to call this A1 A1X because it's the second time we're doing this. If I call it A1, yeah, it's going to make this annoying. A1X. So now we can extrude A1 straight from this sketch. See how easy it was to choose it there. And now we're using the parameters. C1 plus C2 plus parenthesis tube width divided by 2. A2x extrude. Same thing. Why didn't I copy it? I should remember to copy it. C1 plus C2 plus parenthesis tube width divided by 2. Well, well, well. So let me name this sketch. Top. And the other sketch is called top tabs. New component. New component. A3x. Should I use create all components? No, I'm going to do it this way. A3x, and the height is. Oh, we need to do offsets then. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different. Okay, now I think this is going to work. And this is going to work thanks to our beautiful global parameters. Let's have a quick look at them. Wonderful. Okay, back to business. This is C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4 plus tube width divided by 2 plus extra height. Now I'm gonna remember to copy this whole mouthful. Copy that. Okay. What happened? I lost it. Okay, there we go. New component. A4x extrude this profile. Paste this line. Okay. Good. Oh, this is actually not A4. This is B4. Okay. You know what? Let's worry about that later. I'm gonna just number them now, so we can move a little bit faster. I'm gonna do this one 5. Paste the same distance. New component 6. So while I have that distance, I'm just going to do all of them that I know is going to be same length. There we go. So let's do a new component. There's going to be individual features in all of these tubes. So that's why I'm not copying them. Because I'm preparing for them all to be unique snowflakes. So let's extrude this. And now we have to do another offset. So the sketch will never move. So the start is an offset. And the offset is C1 plus half a tube. Tube width divided by 2 is the offset, and the distance is C2 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4 minus parenthesis tube width divided in 2. And now I'm gonna copy this whole mouthful. Doesn't look correct though. Is it minus a whole? Looks too high. So either the previous the offset. The offset is correct. C2 plus C3 plus C4. I wonder if this length is wrong. Yeah, this is the mistake. I was too fast. This shouldn't have been divided. This should be full tube width. Now it looks right. And now all my others are wrong. So I had to fix all these legs. That should be pretty quick. I just started to divide everything with 2. Because it's fun, because I feel smart when I put stuff in parentheses. I think that's why. So kind of 10 hours into this project now. But I keep repeating myself is that I'm learning so much currently from this process. And yeah. Many of you at home thinks it's just to pick up a guitar and make music. That's just not that simple, you know? You have to learn parameters first. A new component. Let's do 8. And let's go into the extrude feature of this one and steal this line of code. It feels like I'm coding CAD. So the distance is... Okay, we have to start. Change the profile. Distance is this. And the offset is C1 plus tube width divided by 2. Oh, okay. So apparently I haven't learned anything. I just lost track of the fact that we can do paste new. So I'm gonna copy this, and this is going to be so much faster. So paste new, boom. Edit this extrusion command, deselect the profile. Let me zoom in so you can see the beauty. Deselect the profile and just choose this one. And the tube is where we want it in a brand new component. So no rewriting all those stupid things. I do have to manually give this a nicer name though. So 9. Okay, good. Paste new. Perfection. Let's name it 10. Let's edit the extrusion feature. let's take that away. Okay, now we're creating our parts faster. So now we have the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Let me stress test this a little bit, changing parameters. So I want y1 to be something extreme, 4 meters. That looks good. Let's do something else. I want x1 to be a meter. Yeah, so far so good. So this relationship is intact. It's just this relationship. I have full granular control over all the relationships, and it feels good. So let's undo both of those changes. And it's good. And I just realized that I forgot something. We could have had these tabs for free before we pasted new. So what will happen if I do an extrusion on several profiles and I choose join? Let's try this. So just for fun, I'm just going to see what happens here. If I choose join, no, they're just going to go to the active component, of course. So yeah. Let's do these tabs now. So the start is an offset and it's C1 plus half tube width. We've been there before. Divided by 2 minus wall thickness. Good. And the distance is... So perhaps I should... I can also choose object points. No, I want to drive it with the parameters. Distance is C2 plus C3 plus C4 minus tube width divided by 2 plus wall. No? Maybe one of these I didn't click. That one is clicked. That one is clicked. That one is clicked. Ah. I'm gonna choose these ones. Should I trust the object for... Perhaps I should trust the object. So check this out. We can choose object instead. So start is from object, offset select. It's not going too well. let me start that over. Extrude this and this. Start object, this plane, offset minus wall. Can maybe plus wall. Yeah, that looks like it. Extend to the top of the tube. Did I choose the wrong surface? Oh yeah, I just have to make an offset. Tube wall thickness. Everything goes wrong now, everyone. I lost my patience a little bit with this and myself, perhaps. I'm back. I'm back on this. Distance. Just patience, Martin. Okay, things are looking better now. C2 plus C3 plus C4 minus tube with parenthesis tube width divided by 2, half a tube width plus wall. Something is wrong. So this is going to be a join. Oh yeah, 2 walls, of course. Tube wall thickness. Oh, tube wall thickness, yes, plus C2. Yes. We're good now. So, where's C3 now all of a sudden? There we go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, universe. That took me 200 years. I'm 10 hours into this now, kind of. That's I don't know if you accept my excuse. So there we have our beautiful tabs. And now the trick is, should we redo the pasting of all the similar tubes? Probably. So that we can have yeah, I think we should do that. So we have that the tabs for free. Let's try that. I'm gonna delete these. Delete. So copy this little friend of ours. Paste new. Perfection. You are going to be called 8. And we're going to go into you. I'm going to edit two features. So this is the extrusion feature. I want to use you. Nice. And then for the second one, I want to use Oh, it automatically chooses the sketches for me. Thank you, Fusion. It knows what sketch I want to see. That was new. So then we have the tabs on those. And we're rolling. We're rolling, everyone. Paste new. That's a nice little tube. Where did you end up? Nice little tube. Oh, there it ended up in the wrong place. I don't want it in that one. I want it in the main. Paste new. There we go. Okay, 9. And I want to edit you. So it actually shows me the sketches I want. That's nice. And then I want to edit the tab feature. So double click there. And it just shows me the correct sketch. Thank you, Fusion. That is good engineering. Not from me, from the Fusion people. Jeff Strater and company, if Jeff is still working on the software. Super nice. One of the nice developer that we stayed in touch with during the Machine X process. Paste new. I know Jeff will be happy to see me still trying to learn his software. Oh, if you're watching this, Jeff, thank you for the beautiful software, but also for still believing in my CAD skills. Talking about my CAD skills, I'm in the wrong. What happened now? What has happened now? So this is 7. Fine. This is 8. Where is 9 then? God, I'm messing this up. So 8. Why have I 3 selected for 8? Yeah, that makes sense. We're gonna edit you. We're gonna... Now we're on 9. Okay. Nee. Okay, I see. I didn't deselect it. Okay. Look at this. We're crushing it. We're completely crushing this, everyone. Have you ever seen anything being crushed just like this? I thought not. This is kind of the definition of crushing. If you're like looking into the dictionary, like, what's the meaning of crushing? And they just refer to the page where Martin is CADing using master sketches and parameters in Fusion 360. Can't put a single foot wrong, can he? Look at this beautiful stuff. It shouldn't take as long time as it's taking, but I am, as I keep saying, I am learning at the same time. So we have tabs on everything that should have tabs. So all the extrusion for now is done in this view. Beautiful. And it's still going to be parametric. So let's actually go ahead and create the next master sketch. So for our new master sketches, new component. No, not a new component, a new sketch on this plane. And we're gonna call it side. Boom. And now I will will I dare to project a couple of things from the first sketch? I think so. I'm going to project this point and this point. And this is the origin point. I won't project that. So, well, let's not do that. Let's not create this long chain of dependencies. Let's just project the origin point. Probably I even can't, because that's just the origin point. No, I even can't. The sketch origin is never changing. So we're gonna do the same here. We're going to make a rectangle. Boom. With construction lines. And we're gonna have a few points. How many points do we need? I'm gonna check from the side here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. So we need 1, 2, 3 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And 1, 2 here. And these points are actually all on the same line. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask them nicely with our friend, the coincident constraint. You are coincident with you. You are coincident with this line. Oh, that went too fast. There we go. And instead of projecting this point, I'm going to use my global parameters. Because that's the whole point of this exercise. Y1, it's called. Look at that. How come they end up at the same space? Well, because I planned this. It just took me 10 hours, okay? Here to here, you know, Z1, Z1, Z2, C, I should say. Am I missing a point here? Maybe I can't do this. C3. Okay, I don't, that, okay. You're missing a point. Who's missing the point? I am missing the point. C3 and C4. Beautiful. Beautiful. Looks like we did something wrong on the length of all those, but that will make itself clear pretty soon. So over here, let's check our, that's C1 plus C2 plus C3. C1 plus C2 plus C3. That point looks right. And this cancel. Okay. That point is a given. Fine. This one is C1 plus C2. Yes. What went wrong over here? because this should be one tube width less. A half tube width less. So that's a shame that we did that mistake. I'm not surprised though. Okay, so this is what confused me. It's just like this actually. Wait, cancel? What's wrong here? So okay. Yes. Okay, I'm getting stupider and stupider the more I work on this. The offset has already the half tube within. So it's minus a full tube width on these. So I have to remove this division by 2 here. No, I'm in the offset. As I'm saying, I'm getting stupider the longer I'm doing this. I'm getting a little bit pissed off with myself now. It's probably going to be entertaining. There we go. 100 years later. And this is also whole tube width. So there we go, my friends. Okay. It's this is making sense. This is making sense. I think it's the execution is not making sense, but the idea is making sense. So bear with me while I fix all my stupid mistakes. There's just 8 extrusion commands that I need to clean up. Removing this division by 2, and we should be golden. Come on. Beautiful. So removing this. Okay, come on, perfect. And removing this. Okay, come on, perfect. And for the last one. It's such a flow maker, CAD. It just makes me stop thinking about things you don't want to think about. For example, what? Well, that the universe is going to end in a big freeze. Things like that. Why do we care about that as long as our global parameters is driving our designs? You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Okay, great. This looks awesome. So we can go back. We have corrected our mistakes and we can go back to work on this side sketch. So we're going to build this just like we built the first one. So I'm going to go in here and steal this geometry. And I'm going to go into the side sketch and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to drag it so you can see how it snaps into place. So our friend, the coincident. So that center point is coincident with that point. And for some reason I need to prime it by clicking twice. I could have patterned this. I could have patterned this. Okay, I shouldn't second guess myself all the time. It's tiresome. Boom. It's funny because with some of these methods, you really don't know if they're good until all your work proves to be in vain. This is my fourth attempt of making a really good parametric model. But I think I will get it this time. I definitely think I will get it this time. So I am... Okay, I only need these two actually. This one I can throw away. Sweetness. And I'm just gonna snap all of these to the points. It was a great idea actually to use two sketches, one for the cut and one for the tabs, one for the pipe and one for the tabs. Am I not missing a point here? I think so. Let's look at our... Yeah, I'm missing a point. No harm, no foul. We're just gonna add it. So you are coincident to this line, but you are C1. You become C1. You are, yeah, that's great. Love it, love it, love it. And as we did before, we're going to go and copy our beautiful this beautiful all this beauty, all this jazz. Copy, new sketch. I'm forgetting where the new sketch symbol is in the menu. That doesn't make all that sense. Here. Put the sketch in the wrong component. That's fine. I can drag it. Side tabs. Paste our geometry. Has it lost our beautiful copying? I don't see it anywhere. I have to go get it again. Maybe it took too long time. So copy this, finish this sketch. Side tabs. It's upside down for some reason. There we go. So there we go. I'm just gonna position this out. So each instance that I'm copying now is smart in itself. They all, you can think of these instances of these sketch lines. They're all listening to the same leader, the global parameters. They are unaware of each other. They are just listening to the boss, basically. And that's exactly what we need them to do. So now I'm going to do this again, where I'm locking them onto the points. For some reason, I have to like click and choose twice. So probably it's a loose. Probably first to some kind of point I'm moving over. So yeah, this is perhaps bad news. Why am I not patterning these instances in themselves? Why do I have the point underneath? So not even now I'm not doing it the cleanest possible way. So there's already a point in the center of these copied things. I could have used that point. So for the last sketch, we're gonna do it like that. You're gonna see that that's going to be nice. But so far so good for this one. Okay, of course. This one should not go here. So let's see if we can move that. Yeah, these are the loose points I'm talking about. So if we are taking that away. I have to find. Okay, I'm getting annoyed now. Come on. Delete. Thank you. Paste a new one. Okay, good. So I need to project. I miss a point here. Oh, because I put that on the wrong place on that sketch. Let me remove all this. God, why does it need to be so hard? Why? Why? Okay, I'm going to get there. I refuse to give up. There we go. So the trick is to go back to the beginning of your designs to actually fix things correctly and not like gloss over mistakes. So you can also try to not make mistakes, but I think that's kind of difficult. So now I'm going to project this point. And then I'm going to hide that. And now finally we can fix this. I put the first thing on the wrong space and that took like 5 extra minutes. Okay. Great. Now we have our side sketches. We can get going with the body creations. New component. Boom. 11. Extrude. This profile. Nice, 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 nice. Should we trust Fusion? Should we do objects? No, I've said before that we shouldn't. So if you're just tuning in, object is to say that we start from this side of this leg and we go to this leg. So that looks perfect, right? It's always going to be that. However, if I remove this leg later, everything crumbles and dies. Do I think I am going to remove the leg? No. Perhaps we should take a shot. Because it's going to be ridiculously simple. Because the tabs, we can do the same thing. So I'll start at the inside of this wall there. And I end at the inside of this wall. And it's obviously not a cut feature, it's a join feature. Start object this. There we go. What happened? To object. There we go. Okay, I wasn't so precise when I was choosing, I guess. So that's a quick way to create the geometry. And let's stress test it with a parameter change. So we're going to change one of the front parameters. So let's do x1 is 300 instead of 100. Took some time to calculate it, but all the geometry looks like it's perfect. So we're gonna do this. We're going to try this method. So let's now see if we can be smart and work a little bit faster by checking our thing. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts that are exactly there. So we're gonna paste 5 new ones. That makes sense? So copy this. Copy. Paste new. Okay. Rename it to 12. Change this feature, the first extrude feature, to this profile. I have to remove the first ones as well. And the length is already correct. And then we remove those tab profile. And there we go. Nice. So let's repeat that a couple of times. Paste new. 13. Edit the profile. Edit the first profile. I'm gonna use this one. You see the length is perfect already. And took a mini shortcut here, but I think I mean if the software is God, I'm blaming the software. I think this will work. Profile. And that's it. Nice. So in a way, this length is driven by the parameters because the first parameters is choosing where the objects are. So should be good. Should be good. We're gonna see if I'm gonna do this over a 5th time. Probably. If I know myself. No, I shouldn't discourage you. If you're invested in actually watching this, I should actually tell you that this is going to be the 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 home run where we run home and cry for our mothers. That kind of home run, you know? I don't know what strange flame is pushing me on so hard. Or I actually do know. I think it's too much fun. You know, people around me who are not into this, they gave up on me for like 4 years ago. They do not get what I'm doing at all. I think that's why I love to share this with you when I'm sitting here talking into the ether to any one of you who are home there listening. It's because I feel you understand me. I'm actually really serious about that. That feels amazing, actually, to be understood sometimes. Meanwhile, did I just make a mistake? So that's that. Why is this one in 11? Do we have two? Okay. Why does it have to be this hard? Did we skip 11? What has happened here? What has happened here? Oh God, give me some kind of strength. What is this? Okay, let's do that. Let's take this off. But why is it called 11? I think I got confused because it looks like I've skipped 11 earlier on. Okay, this looks fine. Paste new, paste new, paste new. It's 16. And take away that profile. Hold to choose profile. Boom. Edit the tab feature. Remove the selected profiles. Hold to choose profile through a body. Boom. That's neat. That's neat. I could have gone here so much faster, but I'm learning. Let's stress test this now. So we want to, all of a sudden, I have decided that C4 is going to be super high. That's going to be 3 meters. Yes. They are following correctly. That is adorable. I find this extra height to be too high though. So I think there is something wrong there. So let's just check in a little quickly on these ones. So I'll go there. I'm just gonna check this. Plus tube width. So I remove the divide by 2. Perhaps this one should have the divide by 2, and there we are. Okay. So that makes sense. This should be tube width divided by 2. And okay. I've been on this for so long, so please excuse me if I am not the sharpest pencil in the toolbox, or what they say. I changed tactics like 5 times. I think this one makes more sense than the previous ones. Okay. We have everything in these 2 directions. Let's cook up the last direction, the front direction. So we're going to do the front sketches on this origin plane. And we call that front. And we are going to steal the geometry. And now I'm going to not put points and constraint to the points. I'm going to constrain the middle of the geometries. So let's copy this, including all the constraints. And we go to our front sketch. See if I can whack this out now then, Martin, a little bit fast and furious. Wouldn't that be a pleasant surprise? So I'm going to constrain the first one to the origin point. That's always good. Okay. And then we are... No, that should not even be there. Okay, so that was kind of stupid. I'm gonna project some points. So let me take this point, and I'm gonna take this point. I'm going to take this point. I'm going to take this point from the previous sketches. Like that. That looks good. And then we are going to constrain this geometry to our projected point. First, that loose point. And good. So I copy out the copies of these sketch lines. Boom. And I constrain them to the points. I'm moving some little point that I don't need. It's a shame it's there, but anyway, never mind. It should not ruin anything. There we go. So how many of these do we need? If I look at the front, we need here, there, all of those, and there we need So I'm gonna drag a line over here. And I'm going to drag a line over here. A line here. And a line here. Let's make all those what is it called? Construction lines. I'm just gonna make another line here so we can tie the loose ends together. That's what we're doing here. That didn't work. You are coincident with you. You are coincident with you. Good. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm stubborn like crazy, so I won't do any pattern commands. Remove those junk lines. Okay, so the line is not constrained yet. That's fine. Why would it be? It wouldn't, right? We're gonna constrain that soon. Let's check what else we need. We need all 4 of those. Fine. So I'm going to go 1 here and 1 here. And you are with that line, and you are with that line. And now we can start to say that you are x1. It's lining up so pretty. I'm annoyed with how many detours I had to take to get here. Like, why? 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 Shouting at the sky. Why even why? You know? Okay, so I just need those, and then we're golden. I just need 2 more. There. And there. Boom. Let's zoom in a little bit. And yeah. There and there. I think it might be like I took y1, but it should be x1. I think it's hard to understand the level of my paranoia unless you have kind of known that you done a like complicated assembly and then lost your parametric modeling abilities on that assembly. That's kind of when this level of paranoia makes sense. And as I keep repeating, I also crank it up just that extra notch of paranoia to learn. Try to push myself. A new sketch on the front. Our last new master sketch, front tabs. I'm going to project all these points. There we go. Fusion 360. You might get through this. And now I'm just going to go and grab from one of the others. Our tab design. I can take whichever one of these. So copy that, finish sketch, go into the tab sketch, paste. It's down here. It's beautiful. We are getting close, my friends. Paste. Boom. 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 So as I said before, also, all these multiple sketch lines are listening to the global parameters directly. They are all the exact same geometry, but in this sketch, they are not aware of each other. So they're not dependent on each other to stay the way I want them. Each and every of these clusters have the information in itself that they need to hold to stay where we want them. Nice. Nice. You see there's that unnecessary point that has been left over. Happy for that. I'm gonna delete all those extra points later. See, now it took the point instead on this one. So the reason I'm clicking twice, when I'm clicking twice and nothing happens, is that I'm moving that point that is left over sometimes. And it's normally not a good idea to, now I have the point there. It's not a good idea to have several points on the same point, because you never know which one of the point is coincident to you create kind of strange chain of dependency when you do that. But I'm gonna see through my fingers, as we say in Sweden, which means I'm gonna ignore that this is a little bit of a flaw in some sense here. I have to cut myself some kind of slack. And it's probably exactly going to be that slack that just renders all of this work completely useless in the end. What do you think? Wouldn't that be a treat, huh? Let's do all these parts quick and easy. I should be able to do this quick now. I'm gonna save the whole document as a new. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna take the bold idea to delete the previous effort here. So we started the master sketches 2 here. I'm gonna delete the whole previous effort. Delete. Oh, that feels so good. This timeline is cleaner. This feels great, my friends. This does feel great. I'm gonna drag all the master sketches to the beginning of the timeline. I'm breathing fresh air all of a sudden. I'm getting this now. It's a stupid. We have like 12 rectangular. After 10 hours of work, we have made one rectangle per hour, my friends. That's such a great pace, actually. So what sketch is this? Master sketch. Let's get you over there, my friend. Awesome. Look at our clean timeline. Have you ever seen such a clean timeline? Thought not. Yeah, no mercy. Here we go. Let's hydrate and then make some parts. Okay. I've taken some water and I feel refreshed. And before I'm making the last parts, I'm gonna clean up the naming of the parts and the order in the timeline. And I want to show this. I think this can be super useful if you didn't know that. So the order of these components in this tree up here is the order of which they appear in the timeline. And sometimes you can drag a feature in the timeline, but sometimes not. You can't drag a feature before another feature that it's dependent on. So, as I showed you on this picture, I want this blue A-frame to be in a group. So I want to start with those 4 parts. But this part here is number 12 in our list. So let's locate this part in a timeline. We can see it's here, it's highlighted there. And I'm gonna drag that and put it after A3. So now you can see up in the list that 12 is actually on 5th place. I should drag it 1 more place then. You and you. There we go. So I got there eventually. And now you can see that this part is number 4. So that looks good. So I'm going to name it A4. And to organize all this, I'm just going to start to put a correct name, and then I'm going to drag things around until it looks great. We want it to be clean. So this group is B. So I'm going to call this B1. I'm going to call this one B2. B2. I'm going to call this... which one did I have here as... Okay, top one is B3 then. Fine. You are B3. You are B4. Better than after. You are B5. And you are B6. Last but not least, we have C. So this is C1. This is C2. Top one is C3. Bottom one is C4. Then we have 2 more to name. C5. Oh, this feels so nice. C6. Okay. My friends, we are getting somewhere. Amazing. So now we can just see. So after B2, so now we want to find B3. It's this one. And I'm going to drag it just after B2. So I can see that's B2. So you are going to go there. For some reason, I wasn't able to choose all the features. So let's redo that. So I'm going to carefully make sure that all 3 components are... Okay, that's now I managed to get all of them blue. And then it's a little finicky. Then I can drag them to after B. Oh, so satisfying. Can you see that? B1, B2, B3. Very nice. So B4 is here. So let me try again to get everything properly blue. I have to start choosing the component and then the extrude features for some reason. B3, you go there. So C1 and C2, if I drag them first, I have a lot for free. So they are here. So I can drag them behind this component. And things are starting to look mighty fine. Now it's just 3, 4, needs 2 steps earlier. So this and this, I'm gonna drag them 2 steps earlier in the timeline. And look at our beautiful list. So, yeah, Normally, you shouldn't drag too much things around without knowing like what happens if you do that. You can easily break a design, but I've painstakingly learned when I can't drag something. So with that, I think we should make the last parts. Then we're gonna cut a lot of holes and stuff, but that's for later. So let's think a little bit so we can use copy as much as possible. All those E parts, as you can see there in black, are going to have the same tabs. So if I make one, then we should be able to copy all the others. So let's do that. A, B, C. Why are they called E? Okay. Oh yeah, so maybe we want to go alphabetical. We're gonna do D1 now. And so we're actually gonna make the yellow parts now instead. So we start with an extrusion feature. And we are using our new front sketch, of course. Click and hold to choose a profile through the body. And we're going to do our trick from object, this object, to object, this object. Thank you. Then we're going to make another extrusion feature from the tabs design. Click and hold to choose your profile. Boom. And it's going to be from object here to object here. So even though I'm not, what happened? So from object, did I click wrong somehow? To object. Okay, we're all Gucci. Gucci. It's gonna be a joint. And our tabs, look, they have never been better. They have never been better. I'm so happy to find out. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we have the first part. Let's copy this part because now we did everything that I want to copy. And we're going to paste new. So that's a whole new component. And it's going to be D2. And then we can just edit the first pattern. And Fusion is smart, showing me the sketch I want to see. So let me click this one and then de-click this one. And that's going to be the fastest way. And the extrusion has already happened. And why am I in the... Okay, so this is tricky. Why am I... Yeah, so this is where things go wrong for me. I had the wrong component activated. So that's... Okay, yeah. I have to make sure to keep the correct component activated. This is another thing. I normally don't use paste new. So this has thrown me off track quite a bit during this session. And many times I've just forgot to select the correct component. And as you could tell, that is not good. So D2, here we go, good. So the inner square, it's not a square, it's a rectangle. So now for our tabs, that looks correct. We just created some nice, juicy looking locating tabs there, which will make it more or less child play to weld this together as long as you rotate the parts correctly. Let's be faster, Martin. Paste new. Boom. D3, okay. Activate the correct component. Edit the first feature. We want this. We want this. We do not want that. That's not the one we want. Martin. This is the one we want. So this is going to be a high one. And this, we don't want this. Okay, good. Second feature, same thing. We want to be up here. This is what we want. And we don't want this. So for our tabs, good. That looks nice. That was kind of fast. Can I do one even faster? What do you think? Paste new. There. D4. There. Activate D4. Edit this pattern. We want this one. We don't want this one. Good. Edit the tabs pattern. We want you and you. And we don't want you and you. That was my record so far. Super nice. Paste new. Gunk. D5. Same thing. We want, so this is this line. We want you. And we don't want you. I should copy this one next, so I'm closer to the one that we want, so to speak. I don't have to zoom around that much. Then just edit the tabs. And we want you and you. And we do not want you and you. Okay, I'm speeding up a little bit now. Did I screw this up? I screwed this up, right? No. Why is this D4? This should be D5. Yeah, I screwed it up. I've worked so fast. I had the wrong component activated. So that's what you get for speed, right? No harm, no foul. It's just a little disheartening. Being unable to click the correct things. But we're going back and we're fixing our mistakes. So in the end, what doesn't kill you makes stronger, or something like that. So, okay, we're now back to D5. I'm going to make the tabs. Tick. And as I said from the beginning, the reason I'm not copying these parts is that they're all going to have individual features. And as soon as I start to cut individual features in copied parts, the features are going to start to appear in other parts where I do not want to see them. So let's copy this one. Copy. Paste new. D6. I want this. I don't want that. Nice. Now I'm in D5 again. Didn't I? Didn't I activate D6? The same problem I'm doing all the time. I'm so sorry for this. I have to activate the component I want to change. For some reason, that doesn't get into me. Nee. It's a fine line between brilliancy and lunacy, right? I've given up trying to guess which side on the line I am. I'm just gonna do my thing. There we go. I have to activate the component I want to change. Much better. Don't want that. Boom. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's correct. Boom. See how fast it goes when I click the correct buttons. So paste new. And I'm following that up by clicking the wrong buttons twice. Paste new. D8 and activate D8. Wow. Brilliant. So we want this profile. We don't want that profile. We can enter that. And then we want this and this profile. And we don't want that and that profile. We can enter that. Good one, Martin. So we have those. Should we make an intermediary stress test to see if we're fully parametric? See if we can break something. Let's just do something ridiculous. So for example, X3, 316, remember that? I'm gonna put 4 meters. It is thinking. I don't mind it thinking. Look at this, perfection. So I am going to do tube width, 120 millimeters. All the tubes should become thicker. It has to do some thinking, I'm fine with that. Look at this. This is impressive. The tabs are in the correct space. All the tubes are thicker. And the geometries are still making sense, kind of. Yeah, good. We're good. I'm gonna redo those 2 changes. I'm happy. That's a good sign. After 10 hours of work, we have almost 16 rectangles, everyone. Okay. Let's make E, the front parts. New component. E1. Extrude. From, you guessed it, the front sketch. I want you. I'm going to choose you straight through there. And we're starting from an object, namely this object. And do you know, distance is to an object, this object. Boom. But you know what? We're not done. We're gonna make some cool tabs as well. So exactly the same thing. Click and hold to choose a profile through a body. Add another one. Start from an object from the inside. Distance to an object on to an inside. It's not a cut feature because it's a joint feature. And we make the puzzles. Good, Martin. Now we are starting to heat up. This is all the information we want. So we are going to copy this design and we're going to paste new. Paste new. Enter. E2. Now we're going to just do exactly the same thing and not forget to activate E2 because that's where it all went so horribly wrong. We want that profile and we don't want that profile. Boom. Now for the tabs, we want this tab and we want those two tabs. Boom, we're done. Paste new. And we're going to call this, okay, I have to enter that. Yes, I'm happy with the position. Can you just... E3, my friends. It's kind of some kind of gaming convention, isn't it? That's kind of my full knowledge about gaming. I would become so addicted if I started to game, I can tell you. We don't want this profile. We want this profile. Thank you. So I don't know if you catch the nuances there. If I don't deselect it first, Fusion knows what I'm trying to selecting. So I'm selecting the new one first and then I'm deselecting the old one. Perfection. And then I don't have to choose the sketches and stuff like that. Paste new. Boom. E4. I'm picking up some speed now. Just in time. Boom. And the tabs. There, and there, and there, and there. Boom. Oh God. I forgot to change the activation. I don't know if it's more frustrating for you or for me. It's like football. It's boring to watch, fun to play. There we go. E4. I have to activate the component and then change the profiles. There's so much new workflows for me in this way. So I am doing more mistakes than what I would normally do. Plus the fact that I'm being like over strict. Paste new is gone. Why? Copy. Paste new. Okay. E5 and activate the component. We have like 3 more parts to go. We want this one. We don't want this one. Tabs. We want you and... Oh no. We want you and you, obviously. Ooh, so here... Okay. Interesting. here we get to something interesting. Okay, I discovered it in time. So these are the first part that are meeting. These tabs needs to be 90 degrees across each other, because if you see this part, on one hand it has a horizontal beam, and on the other one it has a vertical beam. So I need to do some more extrude features on those parts. So let's actually move one of these parts out here. So this one, E4, is going to become the corner part. So it's going to be this part. That numbering makes more sense as well. So same for the tabs. Perfect. So now for E5. First of all, I'm gonna start with you being there. Great. But these tabs we only want on the further side where it hits the vertical beam. So I'm gonna edit this feature and say start on profile plane. What? No. Start offset tube width. Tube width divided by 2 to be technical. That's the same result. So we only have those tabs on the further side. Good. Now I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Now we're gonna have the tabs on this side facing 90-degree direction, and they are starting from this object and distance of wall thickness. Perfection. So the tabs are 90 degrees in this case. And now, my friends, for the last piece, I can copy this, copy, paste new, and that is going to be E6. And activate E6. Choose the correct profile. Okay, that. And then we need to choose the correct tabs. It turned yellow in the timeline, but it's because it was not happy. But it becomes happy now when we choose the correct. This went wrong. Something happened with the directions. Object. It should be this one. But distance is tube wall thickness. There we go. Okay. Phew. We have the frame and it's parametric. Hallelujah. We're not done though. We have to cut the all the tab holes. But this should be a breeze. Let's go straight for it. So let's cut the holes from the features one at a time. So we're going to start with the top plane. So I'm going to activate the top tabs sketch. So now I can cut all the corresponding holes to the tabs at the same time, or anyway, from 3 directions, I hope. So the only parts that are going to have a feature cut here is this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I can make my life easier by isolating them. B3, C3, B3, B4, C3, C4. What happened here? Let me get out of this. Please, Fusion. So sometimes Fusion just... Okay, thank you, Fusion. Isolate. I'm going to isolate the parts that I want to cut. It's those, together with the master sketches. So we're going to cut some nice juicy features here. So let me just take a sneak peek on where I put these tabs. Okay, on the side like that. That makes all sense in the world, of course. And now we have to choose with the tolerance. So now we're choosing the larger openings like this. And now we're going to be able to choose all this. And I also want to choose all that. Boom. And the last one. And then we're going to do the same. Then we're going to use the two object way of telling how long this is going to be. So we're going to start on the inner wall of the tube here. And we're going to stop on the inner wall of the tube here. So this CNC sometimes it drops my first pick. Oh, I'm so tired. I have to click here first. There we go. That's the cut feature. There we have those, and they should correspond neatly to these. So this is puzzling in there, and this longer one is puzzling in there. Perfection. Save. So that was all the holes we needed from... I promised you an avalanche of progress. I think we're just about to witness it. Unisolate all, please. Let's cut all the holes from the side. And that's only in vertical pieces, I think. If I see this correctly. So... I'm going to isolate this, this, this. Let me have a sheet look. Yeah, from this direction, I think it's only these 6 that have holes cut them from the side master sketch. So we're going now to the side tabs. Extrude. Same story. So let me start with the ones that I know. I'm gonna hide the front tabs. So let's start with this. And this. And then here in the middle I have to cheat. Oh, it's just the bottom and the top. And it's the same at the end actually. So the only thing we need is the bottom, this one, and the top, this one. I should actually have only placed the ones that I needed. I wasn't thinking that far, apparently. And now we're gonna choose from this object to that object. And again, I forgot to change here. I have to change there first. Hallelujah. Look at our beautiful cut features. It looks like this horse racing course. Jump and jump. You know what I mean. Horse jumping. Horses are probably awesome, but so boring to watch, like when there's Olympics. Then you know that like I remember like when you're watching horses on the Olympics. Sorry to all the horse people. There we go. And isolate all. I can't believe it, my friends. I think in one extrusion feature, we have reached the end of the project. Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty Savior, thank you for walking with me along the beach called life to the end of this CAD sketch design thingy. Front tabs, everyone. Let's show everything that want front tabs. It's basically all the vertical stuff. So I'm gonna click all the others and I'm gonna try to hide them. There we go. Oh, it's all the D's and the E's. So why didn't I group them already? It's just the D's and the E's, Martin. Yeah, this is it. Probably we have to use 2 extrusion features though. Let's start with the ones that go through all the way. Yeah, the bottom ones. So this one goes actually all the way through to the other side of the design. So we're gonna start a cut feature on the inside of this square tube there, and we're gonna end it on the inside all the way over here. So it goes straight through the middle tube. That makes sense because it has tubes on both sides of it. Brilliant. So now we are going for, I need 3 extrusion features for this actually. We're going for this one. Boom. Boom. Boom and boom. And this is start the same place. We're starting inside the tube and we're ending, but inside another tube. So let me change this first. We're ending. That wasn't so good. There. Yes, we got the cut. It's cut there and it's cut there. Really nice. Last feature, my friends. Last feature. An extrusion feature. An excruciating feature. If we turn this into a feature film, it will be an excruciating feature. This is why I'm the one building the marble machine, you know, and why you are not doing it. This is why. Now you know. Now you know. Because you're not as deluded as I am. I didn't know what words to choose there. I choose it carefully as well. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done in so many ways. 4 times I've CAD'd these square tubings, and I lied awake last night to think about this. And I've been excited. I had other work earlier today with a super cool thing that we're doing this spring. So coming later, but anyway, so I'm doing kind of 2 projects now. One that will be released, and the Marble Machine 3 parallel. And so I was lying like Cheval components I'm looking for. I was lying awake, thinking through the strategies for this design. Oh my god, I thought I was done. I'm far from done. I have all the features to cut as well. I just realized that there's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't included. For example, these slots and stuff. I was giving you the victory speech. Those slots are child's play to put in, but I have been a little bit curious of how I would manage that. So I think whenever I want to cut a feature from something, I'm going to add it to the corresponding master sketch. So let's actually practice this. And let's go to the top master sketch. We're going to postpone the victory speech just for a little bit. I've been thinking to use, actually patterning the feature. So this is a little bit of a new thing. So here is a slot for belt tension stopper, actually. So it's a slot we're gonna cut. So let's have a look at the actual belt stopper. So we're gonna refresh this belt tension stopper. There it is. I'm gonna take some measurement from the belt tension stopper. So it is 20 and 10. Okay, nice. So are we gonna use the same tolerance for this? 20 and 10. That's interesting. So we have a little puzzle piece there. And then I'm going to go this. I'm just going to write 20. I'm not going to do a parameter for this. And this is 10. But it's of course not. Maybe I should do it like this. I'm going to put this as a construction line. And then I'm going to offset this. I want to offset the whole thing. Cancel. offset. I want to offset the whole square. Oh, because it was a construction line, perhaps. And I want to offset it with the tolerance. So is 0.5 millimeter enough? Yeah, it's perfect. That's perfect. It's almost too much for this. No, it's good. 0.5 millimeter offset. And those lines are still blue because we haven't given this a value. And I'm going to add a value here. Manually, no parameters. 80. Then we want a slot. So we want a slot that is 10.5 millimeter wide because it's for M10. Let's give it 10.6 actually. And this should be in relationship to the stopper. So I'm gonna give this 50. And I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna come back to this later. I'm gonna give this 130. Boom. And then we have down here, we have 2 through holes for bearing housings, 10.5. And I'm just gonna say that you and you are the same. And you are coincident with you. And the distance in between you is going to be 100. I'm going to come back to this later. And then, very importantly, I'm not going to constrain these parts in relationship to the slot because that's not really how this is going to work. I'm going to constrain these parts in the relationship to this, I think. I think that makes more sense. So then, if I decide to drag out the length of the design, they will follow kind of the closest thing that I want them to be related to. Brilliant. So we have those. And now I'm going to show you what I mean with patterning the feature. So we want these whole features only up here. So I'm going to choose E for extrude. And I'm going to choose all my beautiful profiles that I just made. Oh, you know what? They are through holes. And this one too. This is not a through hole. So we're going to have to start with this one. So I'm going to say that you're starting on this surface. And the distance is minus wall thickness. That's elegant. If you made it your whole way, all the way here, you're welcome. So that's a nice cut. And then I'm gonna cut these that goes all the way through. So there and there. And then we can think like a machine when we say, so we're starting at this surface. And how long are we going to cut it? Well, through the whole tube. So minus tube width. Boom. Elegant again. I'm starting to do Lord's work here, everyone. And here comes a kicker. I'm not going to sketch this 4 times. I am going to take a whole new species into our timeline. There's monoculture down here. As far as the eye can see, it's components and extrude commands. That's our whole timeline. Pretty awesome, I have to say. But now, meet a new friend of the family, the pattern command. And we are going to pattern a feature. So I'm choosing these 2 cut features to pattern. You can see that they're already chosen there. And we're going to select an axis. And we're going to select it from this origin thing along this x-axis. So how far do we want to go with this? Well, you guessed it. I'm just dragging this arrow out so I can see exactly which one it is. We only want to make 1 feature. And this, my friends, how far is this? Well, it is x1. Down to the left there, we have the measurement. It is x1. So let's look at this friend. And we're gonna do error message. No pattern instances could be intersected with the original body. Try adjusting the pattern settings or changing the selections. Screw it, I'm gonna pattern the sketch. I'm going to pattern the sketch. So I'm gonna choose all this. Choose this. And then I'm going to create a rectangular pattern in the sketch and just pray for my life that Fusion isn't going to give up on me. So same here. We're just gonna do 1 and it's going to be x1. So then we're gonna pattern again. Create a rectangular pattern. I'm gonna take the patterned things. Let's see how much that will screw us up. And this is gonna be x2. Not x3, Martin, x2. So I'm using the parameters inside the rectangular patterns as well. And yeah, these rectangular patterns makes me nervous in Fusion 360 because they have screwed things up for me so many times. But well, this we're gonna try this. X3. There we go. So now we have you were hoping to see some rectangular patterns in the timeline. You are going to be disappointed. So instead we have to now check our... We're gonna edit these cut features that I did. And for this one, we're gonna choose all these. And look at that. No. And do you know why? Because we haven't edited the cut list. So edit the feature again. And inside here, you always have these objects to cut. And we want all of these 4. So now we have the nice features for the belt tension stopping in all of those. I'm gonna build in so many holes and stuff into this frame, and it's going to be really simple like this. So now our last feature, victory speech incoming. I'm basically Aragon in front of the Black Gate, okay? And Frodo is the rectangular sketch patterns. That analogy is better than what you think it is. So I'm choosing these, all these slots and holes. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm looking at the cut list. And I'm just ticking all those boxes. I'm ticking all the boxes, my friends. You have been wonderful. Thank you for working with me as a body double. If that has been what you're doing. If you have learned something, I'm super happy. I'm gonna learn to make this long form content really entertaining and educational. I think it's, yeah. Probably I should take the same design and also make a 2-minute tutorial from the finished design. But I think this like showing another kind of the struggle is a good way. Final stress test. We go to our parameter list. Will the design hold up? What do we want to change? We want to change the original thing. The whole reason I redid this whole frame 3 times, I needed more space for my wheels. These wheels are too close to each other, so I needed more space for them. And that threw me into this whole chase where I recaded the frame 4 times, I think. And I changed tactics like 5 times. And now we have a super clean CAD design. And so much fun. Parameters are the way to go, I think. So let's begin with making the frame longer. How should we do that? I would like actually Y2 to be a little bit longer. Should we try if we can do that? There's Y2. How much extra space do I want? Well, 740. I think that should be 820 actually. Enter, look at the frame. Thinking, Fusion is thinking, that's okay. It has some stuff to calculate. Yes. 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 That's it. That change was everything. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know what? I want some little more floor space. I would like this lower one, you know, when we come with our truck and to change this. I would like these lower ones to be slightly higher from the ground. If only I would have sketched this based on global parameters. If only. Oh wait, I did. That's good. So let's make it 150 from the ground. It's a petite change. Come on. It's thinking. You can see it under my image there. Zut. Aha, I changed the wrong thing. But it's good to know that that works as well. I wanted to change C1. Yes. Oh, yes. And not only is the frame behaving, if we inspect our parts, I forgot those, perhaps. There's no... I found a mistake, but it's not with the parametric. This part doesn't have any holes for the tabs. But all the other tabs are following perfectly. Here's missing tabs. Oh, basically all the middle tabs are missing. Why? I never did them. No, I just jumped straight over them, looks like. So no cause for panic. We just have to fix it. So let's do the front tabs. It's a little bit strange though. Let's do them. Yeah, I don't remember cutting these actually. I think I just forgot them. That's the profiles. And we want to start on the inside of this wall. No, yes. It's exactly where we want to start. It doesn't move so well now. The design, I should home it. And we want to go there. This looks perfect. And here's a little trick for you. When you have a long cut list with all these parts and you don't know which ones you want to cut, you can always try to hide the ones you do not want to cut. So all the C's, if we're just hiding them, we're going to see how the cut list behaves. Yeah, they're removed from the cut list. The C's are the ones we want to cut. It's the D's that we want to remove. And then I think our cut lists are going to be perfect. B's and C's we're cutting. So cut. And now we're not seeing those cut features because we are moved back in the timeline. There we go. Show all components. Come on. Show all components. And hide the work features. It's done. It's finally done. Completely parametric square tubing frame. I've learned a lot, my friends. Thank you for tuning in with me. It is going to be a treat. God, where are now the slots then? It's here. Boom. Just kidding. Yeah. What a wild chase. It's going to be fantastic to work with this and get all the components into the frame. And I feel there's a big step change in my understanding of this software. And in my understanding of basically the meaning of life.